Good morning. How's everyone doing? So this is going to probably be a short morning epiphany. So y'all know I go and I listen to MJ at Soulful Revolution every morning. And this morning all her cards that are coming out she's pulling a lot of the same cards that came out in my members reading for the members of the Spirit Keeper of the West, which feels like a culmination of all the Spirit Keepers. So Spirit Keepers in this case are all the people that are wakening up that are going to be the way showers, the mystics. And there's something here about seeing things opening up and being able to see things and not unseeing them anymore. Like a lot of truths coming out. So this is the age of Aquarius. And some things are going to become so transparent. So many people are waking up that some things, once you see them, may kind of shock you into being more awake, because you're going to be seeing things that you cannot unsee anymore, like somebody manipulating you, or somebody lying to you, or seeing on the news where a bunch of lies are coming up to the front. It's going to be in all kind of different areas, especially structured things, okay? And relationships are somewhat structured too, right? Everything's got a structure to it, okay? Or it should. You know, if you're in a relationship that has, like, the narcissism, I've been talking about that because of my past relationship, there comes a point where you can't unsee it when people are buffaloing you. And MJ was talking about something about, in a Libra reading, about where you've always maybe been an open, kind person, welcoming people in your life. And, like, I've always done that. I've always, kind of, like, let everybody in, right? Now I'm slowly, systematically pushing them all out. I pushed him out. I pushed neighbors out. I am slowly pushing out more neighbors, and I'm talking to one or two of them that I haven't been talking to, that I'm talking to now, and they're like, you need to let this go. I'm like, well, I'm still hurting. So, but I'm seeing things I cannot unsee. And I'm seeing how people are really, those that really don't have your best interests at heart, how manipulated they're being, how they're doing things just for them. And I'm looking at other readings and other people that in the comments, other people are saying, yeah, this was always for that person. It was never for me. And I gave 100% to the relationship, okay? A lot of women waking up to how they've been treated by their partners, whether it was another woman or a man, and going, this is bullshit. I'm done with this. So a lot of transparency. And I said that in the Spirit Keepers of the West reading. And I had something kind of happen while I was doing that reading. If you're a member, if you're not a member, guys, for my Torchbearers member, it's $4.99 a flipping month. I mean, it's $5, okay? So, and I'm doing more membership readings now. And at some point, I'm going to open up, I'm waiting for the angels to tell me when, okay? When they tell me, when I feel like this is now, okay? And I'm going to start doing personal readings again. I've done them for friends. I just did one for a friend not too long ago. And I've got another friend, who's helping me work on the, my wonderful friend that I met at my job. She's, I'm not saying no names, but we were laughing because we think we're both ADHD. Well, I know I am. She's like, I think I am too. And she's been super helpful on helping me she helped me put the new thumbnail up. She helped me, we tried to do the banner. So she was trying to teach me how to do the banner. And I was like, I'm all excited because somebody else was supposed to teach me that. And you just had no patience for me whatsoever. She's like, well, now click on this. And I mean, she's a teacher, so she's very patient. I'm going to tell her, I talk about her in this, and honey, you know who you are, and I am so grateful, and I can't wait to get together again, because I had so much fun with you. Guys, that's something I've been missing, is having friends I can go have fun with, where there's no drinking, there's no foolishness, there's just camaraderie, and talking, having a cup of coffee, because I've really been holding myself back because of all the bullshit going on around me. So are you doing the same thing? So are you finding that you're letting go of people because you're starting to see very clearly who they are? Okay, so that feels like that's really coming to the forefront. So in the Spirit Keeper of the West reading, it's like this Band-Aid was ripped off of another layer that I was not seeing. And if you become a member and you go look at that video, you're going to see me go through something. Even my friend, I can't remember her first name, Lemurian Souls, she's like, wow, that was a phenomenal reading. I'm like, she's one of my members. I'm like, and she has a channel too. You got to check her out. She does do talks, and she's got this beautiful music that can really get you into a meditative state. I've used it a few times to get into a meditative state, and it's Lemurian soul songs. She's awesome. And she's another older lady like me that is like, I've shoved people out of my life. I'm tired of all the bullshit. It's like some of us, when we get to a certain age, we're like, we can see the bullshit coming a mile away. And I'm getting to where now I can, you know, I'm getting where I can see more clearly than I've ever seen before. Is that happening for you? So that's like a morning epiphany here of, you know, we're all waking up. We're all starting to see very clearly who the people are around us, who the wolves in sheep clothing are, who are the liars and manipulators, who don't have our best interests at heart. And I found myself systematically over the past couple of months, especially the past couple of weeks, systematically pushing different people out. People I thought were friends that just want something out of me. You know, I've got one friend who apparently just wants me to, you know, I check on her every day, but she wants me to cook for her, and I don't cook every day. I've got other people that, you know, I'm just good for a ride to town. Other than that, they don't want to have nothing to do with me. Or I bring them something and they tell me to F off. I'm like, done. You know, especially after letting someone tell me F off 4 times. I'm done. So choose your friends carefully, because, guys, you're going to be able to start seeing very clearly who you can trust and who you can't. And if they're just coming in to use and abuse you, it's time for that shit to stop. I'm just going to say it like it is, because it's time to honor ourselves and be worthy of feeling like we're worthy and have something to offer. And if all someone wants to do is manipulate it, take advantage of it, want you to believe in something that you can't even wrap your head around. Okay, there was something about the ex-partner that it's like he told me one time, and I'm like, I wish you'd never told me that. And then he'd harp on it every once in a while. I'd be like, you know, this is a deal breaker. And I should have told him from the very beginning. It was another one of those things on the con list of, you know, there's like, and that con list has grown and grown and grown. That's why I finally just, you know, last time I boot him out, I'm like, you know, I just didn't like the way he did it with the neighbor, but you know what I mean? So, and then there's other people that said things or did things, and I'm like, it's so transparent now, and it's like, how could I fall for that? Well, because I'm human. Okay, so I think a lot of people are having this spiritual awakening now where everything's becoming extremely transparent. And if you're not on board with it, if it's not something you totally believe in, even if it blows your mind, if it's something you know you cannot wrap your head around. Someone tells you, oh, I have this one habit. And you're like, I can't wrap my head around that. And I tried for 1.5 years. It was the one thing that the minute I found out, I should have said, there's the door, leave right now. You know, and it wasn't nothing to hurt nobody or nothing like that, but it was just this weird thing that he had. I'm like, guys, when you start seeing something, you cannot unsee it. And if it starts driving you crazy, it's a red flag. I ignored so many red flags with so many different relationships over the years. And if you, and see, that right there tells you that's the wounded healer. Sometimes we get drawn to people that we want to heal because we feel this pull to want to heal, right? And so we feel pulled to go to that, but when you go to it, you then sometimes will ignore the red flags because you're wanting to help in some kind of way. Or they buffalo you into thinking that, you know, you're a bag of potato chips and all that, and then you realize they've just been using you in some kind of way, right? That, you know, they just wanted you to do this for them and do that for them, but they wrapped it up in such a nice package that you couldn't tell the difference. Okay, so when you get to an age where you start seeing through the packaging of what someone's trying to get you to do and realize they don't honor you, and it starts damaging your self-esteem, it's time to get the F out. Because if you don't love you, if you don't have self-esteem, if you don't find yourself worthy, how do you expect anyone else to? The only one that's going to take you up on anything in any kind of a relationship or a partnership, a friendship, at work, whatever, is if they see that wound in you and they want to manipulate it because you don't have it in yourself. So you look for someone to fill that. To fill that, you've got to love yourself first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Guys, that's where all this came from. Doing my hair, I wish I got to redo them, but doing my nails. I went and bought me some nicer shoes. I'm not wearing my tennis shoes all the time. I'm wearing my nicer tops with my jeans and my dress shoes. And as soon as, because I'm not going all the way to Reno to get some, I got some money coming. I want to start wearing just a little bit of makeup, you know. I don't want to wear it that's going to accent all the old lady lines, but I want to, you know, put something on my skin to, you know. And there is a line of cosmetics for older women that I absolutely love. I can't remember the name of them. I'm going to have to find it. They all come in these tubes, and it just gives your skin a glow. I want to do something for me. I am all about me right now because I've always been all about everybody else. I've always put myself on a shelf. Well, I've expended my energy to people that just were not worthy of my time and energy. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Because then every time you turn around, it's up in your face and you see it and you're like, damn, how did I miss that? Damn, how did I miss that? Shit, I missed that one too. You know what I mean? So this is the morning epiphany with Lana. Guys, I hope you learned something. If you didn't, hopefully maybe it confirmed something for you, pointed something out to you, showed you that if you don't put yourself first, you can't love other people. You can't, I mean, you can, but it will do nothing but deplete you day after day after day after day. So how are you depleting yourself, or are you building yourself up? How are you loving yourself, and is what you're doing loving? So if it's not, and you're being taken advantage of, or you're being dragged along somebody else's path who's putting themselves first and making you feel like a piece of shit every day, it's time to leave that. Rather it's a friend, a job. I had a job I left one day because the supervisors weren't treating everybody equally. They had their little cliques. One lady had her little church clique. One lady had her little, you know, if they were mirroring the way she acted, then she, you know, she would, you know, if they mirrored how she thought and felt, she honored them, but she didn't honor the rest. Okay, I got your back, I got your back. Okay, I got tired of that shit. And then when somebody got hurt and the supervisor acted like the lady did it on purpose, I saw her so clear. I'm like, you're supposed to be a good church-going woman. You brag about going to church all the time and how good you are. You're living a fucking lie. Because this lady gets hurt and you're just looking at her like she did it on purpose. I handed in my resignation the very next day. I was up to here working at a job I'd been at for 4 years where everything was so unequal and people treated each other. The supervisors should have treated us all equal, right? They didn't. I got tired of it. And when this lady got hurt, I said, fuck you, I'm out of here. Put in my resignation. Didn't have another job to go to. I said, I'm done. 12:12 on the clock. 12:21 on the clock, sorry. Done. So if you have to walk away from something like that and you don't know where the next, trust me, the source has closed that door and another window's getting ready to open. So go with that, guys. Seriously, don't let no one tell you that you're not worthy, that you're not lovable, that you don't have what it takes, because everyone has special gifts. And you know what? We're all here for a reason. That's the morning epiphany with Lana. Love you guys so much. Everyone have a blessed day. Love and light.